Heat after we got our giant hot stretch just lasting all through the month of August. And of course, even before that in the summer, it was super hot too. Temperatures right now at 89, pretty reasonable. Our average high right now is 90. Some spots are there. We have less rain around than we've seen, though. Our radar showing only a couple of showers off of our coast. So if you're around Plaquemines Parish, some parts of St. Bernard, you might be getting a brief shower, but we don't have that much rain today. Not really expecting it as high pressure is built in once again, but we have some changes coming pretty soon. First of all, today we do have a slight chance for a couple of showers and storms. Our high temperatures probably around 93, maybe 94, and then we're back in the 80s this evening. Our humidity has come down a little bit, but it might start to build back a touch getting into the next day or so. This is tomorrow morning, starting off in the 70s. Then through the day, we're heating up once again, lower to middle 90s. At least it's not triple digits, I guess. This is 3 p.m. tomorrow. Decent chance tomorrow for a few showers and storms. I have about a 40% chance as a little front starts to approach our area. Tomorrow evening at around 10 p.m. might still have a shower or two dealing with. Now here's the front sliding in Thursday into Friday, and then this is by Saturday and Sunday. It should be pretty well south of our coastline, and that will not really change our temperatures too much. We'll probably still hit lower 90s, still a hot feel, but the humidity should go down to pretty noticeable levels. Not an October cold front kind of super dry air situation, but it will be less humid, and that'll be something I think a little bit nicer for the weekend. Let's get into the tropics as we're almost at the peak of the season, and we do have Tropical Storm Lee. Still just a tropical storm, but almost a hurricane. Those winds are increasing, and it will probably already be a hurricane at some point later today. It's moving west-northwest at 14 miles per hour, definitely getting a better structure you can see on satellite imagery, and then forecast to, of course, become a major storm, maybe even as soon as late Thursday or into Friday, because the wind shear here will be going down, and that will allow it to tap into these really warm waters, record warm waters in this part of the Atlantic. Sea surface temperatures there up to about 86 or so degrees, which is really hot for that part of the Atlantic. Looking out at the rest of the tropics, we do have another wave here. This one, medium chance of developing into a depression or storm, but this one taking a more northerly route. Now, I wanted to show you also with Lee's pattern, our computer models are in pretty good consensus, taking it to the north of these Caribbean islands. Maybe some impacts for some of these islands, but the center likely and the highest winds looks like will stay to the north. And then a movement of, first of all, a slowing down, and then maybe a movement off to the north at the long range part. I promise you'll look at that steering. So here we go. This is a big ridge of high pressure, and around this, it's just going to skirt to the south. But watch what happens as we get into the end of the week. It almost runs into the high, which might actually be building a bit out ahead of it. So that's why we're expecting it to slow down in this area. Also, there's another feature which may eventually come into play. This particular model run not showing it so much, but we'll have a trough moving off the coast of the U.S. And so that may eventually sort of direct it in this general area. This high might start to build in again off to the east, and that might direct it off to the north. So right now the thinking is it will stay off of the east coast of the U.S., but the east coast likely watching this pretty closely into the next week or so. We're not expecting it to make it into the Gulf of Mexico. Just to show you a model run here, this is the wave behind. This is Lee, and you can see it slows down when it runs into that high and then begins to move off to the north. If we do see these develop, these would possibly get other names. And this one, by the way, the GFS after this model and the European model have it actually moving north around here. So if you're watching that one, it looks like that might happen. Margot and then Nigel and then Ophelia are the next names on the list. And at this point, we are 4 days from the peak of the season, which on average is September 10th. We have no threats here, though. You can see that lower humidity, but still kind of hot Saturday and Sunday. The next couple days, though, take us to middle and even upper 90s.